Hello traders, welcome to today's video. It is Friday the 15th of December and this is your Bitcoin update. We've had a pretty crazy few days from the market as a whole. Bitcoin had the big correction a couple of days ago, had a nice little pump up, and then we had the whole ledger FUD exploit yesterday, and then price just returning back to where it was before. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but not very much today. And this is kind of what we had anticipated, right? We had spoken about the likelihood that this double distribution was going to start to fill in the midpoint over here. It looks a little bit weird, but this is now what we are seeing. So we are seeing this low volume area from within this whole kind of range trend thing that we've been in starting to get filled out, and I would anticipate that we probably stay here for the weekend and have some kind of like boop, 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 boop kind of stuff, which is what you often see over the weekend anyway. So far today, backtest of daily open, nothing too much to trade from that. We've had situations like this before where we've had to move down. You come into the daily open, you break above. Can we get something like this that brings us into that previous week open, into that POC, possibly today, possibly over the weekend? Could we also see a move down to the previous week open, the weekly open over here, which I do expect to get taken at some point, and the previous week open, which is still an inefficiency on the chart, a poor low on the chart that we can be looking at. So yeah, not too much to update on with Bitcoin. It's just consolidating around this 43K area, which is to be expected after the big move that we've had. We're around about that golden pocket here, but I do think that we could continue to push a little bit higher, like we've seen on Ethereum. So Ethereum already came in to test like that that point of control zone, the high volume zone that we have on the chart. And yeah, basically filling in this whole area of imbalance. Whereas with BTC, it's got a little bit more that it could possibly go, although that first move did come up and touch like where that breakdown occurred initially anyway. So yeah, expecting some consolidation. A lot of the funds going on with altcoins, which is what you would usually expect to see after a big move like this. Congratulations to anyone who's holding Bonk. This has been that's been a bit painful for me because Bonk was one that we spoke about like months ago. And I had a little bag, but it was on Bybit, and then Bybit obviously exited the UK. So I had to sell it and transfer everything off exchange, and I never bought back in. So I missed that move. It would have been some nice gains, but it's all good. Plenty of good gains to be had. Anyone who's been in the crew, anyone who's been following on Twitter, you'll know the fun we've been having on the Solana chain with meme coins, which are just like literally doing like 3, 4, 5x within a few hours. Obviously risky, but it's a bit of fun. It's that kind of time of the year. My serious trading is basically wound down at this stage. I'm not trading the legacy markets anymore. I'm done with that. It's just very low. Like, I mean, this is why like NASDAQ breaking that all-time high. We got the short off of that the other day, but realistically, yeah, it's not a whole lot to be looking at with the legacy markets right now. Everyone's kind of left that. We're getting our final flurry of activity before the end of the year in, and yeah, that's where the focus is right now, is just on going to where the money is going, and at the moment that's in the altcoins still, which is good to see. Anyway, going a bit off on a tangent there. I mean, there's nothing really to update upon, to be honest. If we look on the internet thing, then we have funding still fairly neutral. Bonk's been kind of crazy. People just continuing to short it, and actually it still looks really good for higher prices right now. If you know anything about Bonk, like it was a airdrop that happened, just a random airdrop launch, stealth launch that happened last year, Christmas Day. So it's been around for a year already almost. So it's stealth launch on Christmas Day. It went through a whole year of like not doing very much. Had that initial pump, pulled back. But I've seen some comments from people being like, oh, why are you trading like meme coins and low caps? No whales ever go into that. They're never going to do anything. Well, here's a fine example of it. This is now sat to over $1 billion market cap. And if you think whales don't get into DeFi, like literally every single Solana phone that's going to be released or that's been released has a Bonk airdrop on it. So if you think that's not a whale getting involved when it's Solana itself, the mobile phone that's been accumulating this for the best part of the year and now is seeing a big return with the hype, then yeah, you have to understand like how DeFi works and that everything, like the majority of stuff that you see on this chart that's started off at like a very low market cap and then got to becoming known. So yeah, if you can get in on stuff early, they're really the multipliers, and that's where a lot of my focus is right now. There'll be some more stuff going on, more information on how I do that. It's a bit, I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent again. That's where my mind is at right now. I'm just like, I don't really care what Bitcoin's doing. So yeah, open interest is slowly rising throughout this range. Delta's fairly flat. There's not really any divergence to speak of. However, we do have the liquidations. The short liquidations are starting to get a little bit in danger here. So I would say that out of move up versus move down, my expectation, I'm kind of thinking that a move up to that 44, that point of control, that area that we've been speaking about for the last couple of days is more likely than another drop down here. We shouldn't really be revisiting that wick. Like you have a little FUD wick like that happens, we should be ranging and then continuing higher, to be honest. So that is what I would think is more likely. Shorts become pretty decent play if and when we do get there. So just take out that weekly open, pop into that POC. Shorts become a pretty good idea at that point, because I do think that whatever happens here, you return back into balance and you start to seek a little bit lower. So there's a few percent that you could gain from a short position here. But yeah, I'm just talking, aren't I? I'm just talking about random stuff. So hopefully there was some slight alpha in that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you've not done so already. Have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, I mean, next week is the wind down to Christmas. So it's good. Happy holidays. I mean, I'm going to see you loads of times before then, but yeah, happy holidays. See you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.